The staff cracked against my shoulder before I even saw her move, and pain shot down my arm like fire through wire. I did not fall. I refused to fall. My name is Owen Blake, and 3 months ago, I was hired to train the Alien King's daughter, a job everyone on this station warned me not to take. They called her broken. They called her hopeless. They called her the shame of the royal house of Threll. None of them were right. And none of them ever bothered to find out why. Her name was Salith, third child of King Doran, and right now, she was standing across from me in the palace training yard, with her staff raised, breathing hard, waiting to see if I would ask her to stop. I did not ask her to stop. Again, I said. She struck again, faster this time, and I barely turned the blow aside. Something in her eyes flickered, a mixture of fear and hunger, like she wanted to hit harder, but did not trust herself to try. I had seen that look before, long ago, in soldiers who had been broken by the people meant to train them. I knew what it cost to carry that kind of fear inside a body built for strength, and I knew, better than anyone in this palace, that fear like that does not heal with speeches. It heals with proof, again and again, that trying will not be punished. So every day, for 3 months, I gave her that proof. The court did not understand why the king had brought in a human to train his daughter instead of one of their own honored warriors. They whispered that humans were lucky, not skilled, that our reputation across the stars was built on stubbornness rather than real strength. They were wrong about that too, but I let them believe it, because every year they underestimated us. We grew stronger without them noticing. What none of them understood was why Salith needed a stranger to teach her, someone with no history in this palace, no old grudges, no memory of what she used to be. I found out the truth on a quiet evening, weeks into our training, when she finally lowered her staff and did not raise it again. "You want to know why I flinch?" she said, not looking at me. I did not answer. I only waited. "My first trainer was chosen by my father when I was very young," she said. "He believed pain built strength. Every mistake earned punishment. Every failure earned a lesson written into my skin." She touched the uneven shimmer across her shoulder plating, a pattern I had noticed since our very first session, but never asked about. "These marks are old wounds that healed wrong. I stopped trying to win a long time ago. I only tried to survive each lesson. The anger that rose in me then was quiet and controlled, the kind that does not shout but does not forget either. That trainer is gone now," I said, "and I am not him." "I know," she said. "That is what frightens me most. I do not know how to fight without expecting to be hurt for failing." I told her the truth then, the same truth my own commanders once gave me when I was young and terrified of my own mistakes. Fear is not weakness. Fear is only a signal, a warning your body sends before it acts. You are allowed to feel it and move anyway. The people who taught her that failure deserved punishment had lied to her, and every day she trained with me was a chance to learn something true instead. She did not answer that night. She only nodded, once, and walked back toward the palace with her shoulders straighter than I had ever seen them. The following weeks changed everything. She began to strike without apologizing for it. She began to block without flinching first. She began to look me directly in the eyes when she made a mistake, instead of looking away, waiting for punishment that never came. Each small change built on the last, until the young woman standing across from me barely resembled the frightened figure I had first met in that empty yard. Word of her progress reached the court slowly, then all at once. Nobles who once whispered about her uselessness began asking questions. Her brothers, both decorated and celebrated since childhood, began watching her sessions from a careful distance, unsure what to make of the sister they had written off years ago. Her father, King Doran, said nothing directly to me, but one evening he stood at the edge of the training yard and watched an entire session without moving. When it ended, he looked at his daughter for a long moment, then turned and left without a word. Salith told me later that he had never done that before, not once in her entire life. Then came the announcement of the cycle tournament, the great event where every royal child was measured before the entire court. Her brothers had already earned their honored titles years ago. Salith had never been allowed to compete at all, considered too fragile, too unpredictable, too much of a risk to the family name. This year, for the first time, her father entered her. I will not pretend I was not afraid for her. The opponent chosen for her first match was a champion of one of the oldest and proudest houses in Threll space, a fighter with years of real experience and a reputation that filled the arena with quiet respect before the match even began. Salith was smaller, younger, and still, in small, unguarded moments, haunted by the shadow of everything she had survived. The morning of the tournament, she found me near the arena entrance, her hands trembling slightly at her sides. "What if I fail in front of everyone?" she said. "What if the whole court finally sees what they always believed about me?" I looked at her steadily. "Then you will have failed while trying, in front of people who never believed you would try at all. That is not the same failure they expect. That is something new." She took a slow breath, and something settled in her expression, calm and certain in a way I had never seen before. "Then let them watch," she said. The arena was full when she stepped onto the sand, and for one long moment, the crowd fell into an uncertain silence, unsure whether to cheer or wait and see. Her opponent entered with the confidence of someone who had never once doubted the outcome of a match. The fight began fast, and my heart rose into my throat with every strike that landed near her. She took blows that would have once sent her retreating into herself, and instead of flinching away, she stayed present, absorbing each hit and searching for the moment her opponent would finally leave an opening. That moment came near the end of the match, a single half-second where her opponent's guard dropped just slightly too far. Salith did not hesitate. She moved with a speed and certainty that silenced every doubt the court had ever whispered about her, and within seconds, her opponent's weapon was on the ground, and the match belonged to her. The arena did not stay silent for long. The noise that followed was not polite applause. It was real, loud, and impossible to ignore, rolling across the stands, until even the nobles who had mocked her for years found themselves standing and cheering along with everyone else. She found me afterward, still catching her breath, her plating glowing faintly with the effort of the match. "You did not teach me to win," she said. "No," I said. "I taught you that trying would not cost you anything you could not survive." She studied me for a long moment, the kind of look that carried more meaning than words could hold. "My father wants to offer you a permanent place here, a royal position. He believes you are responsible for what happened today. What do you believe?" "I believe," she said slowly, "that I want the person who taught me this to remain close, whatever title makes that possible." I thought about everything that had brought me to this strange palace on a station far from home, the whispered warnings, the doubts, the months of quiet, careful work that no one else had been willing to give her. I thought about the person she had been in that first training session, and the person standing in front of me now, steady, unafraid, finally free of the fear that had once ruled every part of her life. "Then I suppose I am staying," I said. She did not smile the way humans do. Her people were not built for that kind of expression, but something in her posture eased, warm and open, in a way that told me everything a smile ever could. For the first time since arriving at this palace, I understood that I had not simply been given an assignment. I had found a purpose, and standing there in the fading light of the arena, beside the woman the entire court had once called useless, I finally understood what it meant to belong somewhere completely unexpected.